all because you said you were going to be somewhere for a certain amount of time and you didn't bail on it. Like that's what happens when you keep your word and commitment. Upping my lead spend was a mental challenge I had to overcome, but I'm very glad I did. I love that one.
Mm.
This gave me an opportunity to be proud of the activity, not the outcome. And when you know it, the outcome came from the activity. I love that. I was challenged to take the business seriously and understand how rewarding it can be if you do the work. Keeping a positive attitude regardless of how an appointment ended or how someone spoke to me on the phone. It happens to everyone, and when it happened to the live dialers, they just laughed and said next. Like, that's really powerful stuff, you guys, that applies to every single agent in the field, which I'm pretty sure is all 53 of us. So I love those challenges because they're not special in a way that makes them unique. That's just a part of what we do. And when we get to see more of that and hear more of that, it normalizes when you run into that in the middle of your week, in your production week. So, of course, we wanted to follow that up with some wins. So, PRs and appointments booked showed up not because I'm a top producer or was expected to, but because I said I was going to. That's one of my favorites. Contacted every active lead, committed to advance my skill in the area of referrals. Got really creative this week with how to work for that long. Changed nerves into confidence, 3 appointments booked in a day. I had more appointments booked this week than I have had in 4 months. I met a lady I will probably be friends with for life and got 2 referrals out of it. Ugh, if you saw Slack, you know whose
Let's
that one
go.
was. I just love that story so much, Tammy.
Let's
She
go.
said I could share. So that's so cool, Tammy. Like, that's what happens when we just kind of like ignore everything else for a minute and focus in on something and show yourself what you can do. So here's the overview we tallied up. Um, Jennifer's team did 3,012 dials in 3 days and set 144 appointments collectively. Um, I stole the master spreadsheet and tallied up your numbers this morning, Jennifer, which was 42,026 across the 3 days that we did together. 33 families and 9 of us wrote business across those 3 days, which is just so very cool. And we are going to stop talking now so that we can introduce our beautiful panel that I'll let Kyle introduce.
Yes, can't wait to hear from the Powerhouse panel. So we're just going to get into, yeah, talking through again mindset shifts like breaking through walls, jumping over hurdles, all these things. So we have Haylee, we have Gabs, and we have Mom.
Woo! Give it up for the Powerhouse panel. This is so fun. So, we picked these three because, first off, they're powerhouse women this week. They all three really, really did some incredible things this week. And then, not only that, but three very different stages of the business, which we wanted to have represented. So, yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind just unmuting and introducing yourselves and then maybe tell us just how long you've been here.
I'll go first. Hey guys, how we doing?
Hi,
Good,
Haley.
Haley.
Listen, I loved the idea of the powerhouse, but I've only been here for like 3, 4 months maybe. It was intense, but
Yeah.
honestly so exciting for everyone who was there, like the live dialers, the chat, like it was popping off and just being in that room, like the motivation was you could really feel it through the screen. Like obviously we're all home alone, but there was so many people there. Like it was
Mhm.
insane. Um, I will say, like the 3 hour dial blocks back to back, I really thought I was gonna have that breakthrough. I really did. And I didn't see that payoff I was hoping for, but what I'm realizing is that I'm still in that learning curve, you know?
Mhm.
There's so much to learn. Doesn't mean it's not working. I'm just working through it. Actually, this morning I was on a call and I heard something that really stuck with me. It's you have to have faith before proof and
Mhm.
work before results. And I think that's exactly where a lot of us newer agents are. I know that's where I am. Um,
Say
so
that again, Helios. Really good.
you have to have faith before proof and work before results. So,
Man.
just as a season, I stole this from Jeff a while ago, but look in the mirror, talk to your upline, which is what I'm learning now. I've gotten a lot of one-on-one time with Cuchiaras, which I'm so blessed with. Um, just keep showing up, take that feedback, get that tough love, Daniel. Um, even if it feels like nothing's even if it feels like nothing's happening, that those results will come. I mean, it's proof. You guys seen the boards, what everyone's doing. So
I
get
love
that
that.
running buddy. I talked to Alona a couple times. Come be our running buddies. Just show up, and I'm so excited to squeeze you guys in Dallas. I'm so happy I'm coming.
Yay.
So fun.
That's so perfect, Haley. And then I love what you said already. We're gonna have some pointed questions for you in a bit that I think I'm excited to hear what you have to say about those. But Gabs, you want to go next? I mean, the team
Sure.
definitely does, yeah.
I mean, yeah, just a brief introduction. I'm director Kyle and Kristin Gaines, and we just celebrated year 3 in the business. So this was a super fun challenge. We never done anything like this in the last 3 years, and um, super excited to talk more about that.
Yes, perfect.
My name's Jennifer Gaines. I am direct to Jordan Shank, and I have been, I've been here for almost 9 years. At the end of April, it will be 9 years. And, Gabrielle, you mentioned you hadn't done anything like this in 3 years. I haven't done anything like this in almost 9 years.
Mm.
And so I'm excited to talk to you all about it. But
Yeah.
I'm also the wife of Kevin Gaines, mom to Kyle Gaines, mother-in-law to Kristin Gaines, second mom to Daniel Cuchiara and Gabrielle.
Yeah, the Colorado Springs crew really stands strong here. I love that.
So fun.
And I will say, Dan and Gabs, you're at my favorite place in town, so good job with your pattern interruption today and changing your environment. That's huge. So I love it.
We were so stir crazy after 4 days, like locked in just in front of our computers.
Yeah, I will say, I think the powerhouse is called the powerhouse for a reason. This is definitely like an extreme 3 days, and it's not sustainable to do that every week. But there were definitely some things and lessons I think that apply to all of us that I'm hoping we can extract from those 3 days that we were going insanely hard to carry into our business forward, which is why we really wanted to talk to you guys about this. Um, and I can't wait to just hear your guys' mindset. The first question we want to start with is what was your mindset going into the 3 days, during the 3 days, and then coming out? It's a bit of a loaded question. So I'll say whoever has an answer first, like we'll just start with you.
I'll tally this one off. Um, So, gosh, going into it, it was nothing but motivation, excitement. Like, I love the anticipation of things. For me, like, looking forward to Christmas is almost better than Christmas Day. Like, I just love anticipating things. So building up, I was so excited. I was in my office like all day Saturday, getting appointments ready, trying to get apps in, doubled my lead order. Like, it was just this big excitement. And I think that is really important because our clients get to feel that on the other line too. So I was excited for the mindset of that. And then day 1 kicked my little booty. I was shocked. I had 9 appointments on the books, and I had like an all-time record of no shows. I had reschedules. I had no sales. I had one lady I spoke with, and I got off the phone and I just started crying. She was in such a tough situation. Her mother's like on her deathbed, and they're just now looking at a mortgage protection, no other options. It just hit me in my soft spot. And for the first time in a really long time, I asked Kyle and Kristin to encourage me. The guys, I had a really hard day. I'm gonna get emotional because it's so fresh. Mostly because I just the opportunity to really reach up and reach out presented itself for the first time in a long time, and getting to see the way that like my community showed up for me was really cool and just upholding me. So Tuesday was a completely different day. I started the day with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, and then I ran out to go get some groceries, and I was like, I'm so blessed to be able to do this. Like, we got to turn this thing around. We're going to turn this attitude around. And I got back, and wouldn't you know it, things start falling. I think I got to write 4 apps that day, and I let go of the bitterness, and I got to celebrate with the people that uplifted me. And by the end of it, I think coming out of it, I had the opportunity to uplift people in my community too. People who had had a hard time that week and needed a kind word from me. And so it was this really cool, like, push and pull and passing along this kindness. So I think my mindset at the end of it was just like, that was not the experience that I expected, but it was the experience that I needed and was super, super grateful for it. So start to finish, I
Mm,
would say that was my experience.
it's so awesome.
It's so good.
Those are so good. I think at first I was like, are you kidding me? We are gonna prepare and prep for this last minute. Okay. So I was like, yes, okay, let's do this. And then preparing for it, like I have obviously a pretty large book of business. And so I got the last 3 years of clients that I've served. I have a table in front of me. It's all laid out so I can go back through it. And I certainly didn't finish it, but I'm going to be working on that over the next probably coming months because there's a lot to go through. But yeah, just preparing was exciting, talking about it, and we got food ready and prepped and all those things, and so just the anticipation was just super high, kind of like it is when we get ready to leave for a conference. We're so excited, the anticipation. We can't wait to see like what is this actually going to be like when we get there, and that's what conference is too, you guys. So get your ticket for
Very
conference,
similar
okay?
feeling.
Yeah. So and then during it, yeah, I mean, there were 600 plus people in this room when we started in this video workroom, and the energy was just, again, very similar to what we experienced at conference. So it was high, it was intense, it was inspiring, and then it was like time to start dialing, and kind of, during the middle of it, it's like, okay, man, this isn't maybe quite happening like I wanted to, but keep going, and it eventually got rolling. Things got rolling. During it, I was exhausted. Like Tuesday night, I was like, you will also feel that at conference. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Um, and then by the end of Wednesday, there was just so much pride in having completed it and having stuck to what we said we were going to do. And that's hard. Sticking to what we say we're going to do is hard. And so it felt really good. I was really proud that I did it, and proud that obviously so many others did it too. So what we could, whether that was the whole thing every session or whether it was just one session that you could commit to, like just proud for what we did. So that was my journey a little bit.
It's awesome. It's crazy how that 3 days felt like a whole entire week. And
Totally.
anyways, yeah, Haley, I'm excited to hear from you, girl.
Yeah, the beginning, just like Gab said, it was like a doghouse. Like everyone's like, let's go, we're gonna get after it. Like double those leads. Like I remember I got some leads and I was like, okay, that's a little bit more than I usually spend. And then the next day I was like, screw it. Let me just get a little bit more. Let me just get a little bit more. And then we got into the thick of it. And by the end of the first day, I definitely had that little mental breakdown, called Gabs at the end of the day. And I was like, girl, I just cried for like 20 minutes. This is not how I thought it was going to go. That I was going to have that breakthrough like we talked about. And I slowly learned that I'm not in that breakthrough phase just yet. Like I was mentioning earlier, I can see it, it's down there, but man, do I have a lot of work to do. Like trying to get comfortable, getting uncomfortable, recording myself, sending it to them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound like that. Like I actually thought I was pretty confident, and listening to myself I was like, no, I'm not. Like, no. Like this is a little embarrassing, but I'm gonna
So
send it
real.
anyway.
Mm.
So I definitely recommend that, getting comfortable with getting uncomfortable. Um, and then, a couple days went, Tuesday, Wednesday, set a couple appointments. It's like, okay, it's working. They were no shows, but got to work on that tie down. And by the end of it, just really learning that I'm in this learning curve and I might be here for a while, but there's a light at the end of that tunnel. So
Man,
that's
yes,
where I'm
there
at.
is. Mm. Haley, I love your story, like maybe the most because like there's not that many, sorry you do. There's not that many people like in month four like who are putting in the reps like you are. And being able to say like I want to get comfortable being uncomfortable is a really uncomfortable thing to admit to a room of 50 people. And Kyle and I were so blown away by you, Haley. I think this was it Tuesday night
Yeah,
that you were grinding? I think it was Tuesday night,
it was.
and we're looking around like who else is still here? It's like it's 7:30 p.m. We're on our last bit of energy, and we see Haley in her Zoom square. She's 2 hours ahead of us. So that would have been close to, yeah, like 9:30, and I text her, I'm like, we see you, like, keep going. We're in this till the end with you. And she's like, I want to book another appointment so badly. I'm gonna stay till I do. And like, I don't, the result didn't even matter. Like, we saw Haley like pushing in a session she didn't even sign up for. I was like, girl, you're not even signed up for this session. And you're in here still grinding 9:30 your time. Like, that is the mindset of a winner. And I know you're in the learning curve right now, but if you wouldn't have committed to that this week, like that could have stretched over 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, you never know. Like, I'm just so impressed by your work ethic. So
Mm,
I
we
appreciate
see
that.
you, girl.
mm.
Yeah. Kyle, do you have the next question for us?
Yeah, and I also wanted to just highlight, it's funny because all three, I just wrote everybody's little journey. It was all like high energy. Gabs, like kind of hit a low for you, mom, not going as you wanted it to. Haley had some waterworks, hit a low spot. But then it was like a natural like recognition of, okay, I see where I'm at, right? And like it's kind of a left or right. You
Hmm.
either keep going and break through, or it's like, yeah, this we just did 10 hours of dialing. I'm out. I didn't get the results I wanted. I'm gonna go back to like my normal rhythms. And obviously nobody did that. Everybody got back up after the second half and then finished out the next two quarters, right? So man, like success is going to leave clues. And people did quit, right? That next day we got on the next call. There was over 600 people on the first call, the welcome call that morning. The next morning, what? It was like 200,
Maybe three?
maybe three. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, man. It just is really cool. So
What did Brian Delaney say? I'm so glad they're not here. More for us or
yeah.
something. I was like,
Wow. Yeah.
okay.
We're just gonna
Yeah.
quit. We're just gonna win.
Yeah, it's true.
Um yeah, that was just cool. And I think what you said too, mom, is having pride by the end of it, right? Like the result, maybe it wasn't APV, right? We get it. APV is a big part of that. Um, but something that I think fuels that is having pride in the work that you do. And so that's just something, right? So whatever the goal is for you guys, if you're here part-time, full-time, whatever, here to make some supplemental income, full-time income, um, if you can truly come to the end of the work that you do that day, that week, and have pride in it, I think that is a huge answer and a huge win on what we get to do. So yeah, I guess my next question too would be um we kind of talked about some of this, but what was a non-production based goal that you had going into the powerhouse? So I guess kind of to flip that side of, right, we're all here to make money, we're all here to have sales and help families, totally. But what was kind of the other side of that, a non-production based goal that you had going into the powerhouse?
I would say, obviously, you practice your script, but in this like multiple 3 hour dial blocks, you obviously your repetition is like triple. So just getting more comfortable with the script, I would say was my goal. Like not to sound like I was totally just like, okay, Agent Haley, I am reading my script. And obviously still a lot to learn, but I think just getting those reps in was my goal,
That's a
besides the
great goal.
production, obviously. But yes.
Reps, 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 reps. Did you probably PR in the amount of dials you made, Haley?
Oh, yes. And I
Yeah,
think that's where I really needed that too. This
yeah.
powerhouse really opened up my eyes. I'm like, okay, you know what? I really could do more on a weekly basis, to be honest with you.
I think
Like,
we all felt that with you. So,
Yeah, when you
yeah.
see people doing six, seven, eight, 900, 1,000 dials in 3 days, multiple people, many were doing that. So it does. It kind of makes you realize, wow, my best. I need to beat my best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
cool,
sure.
Haley. I
That's
love
good.
that.
I'd say for me, like one of the hardest things was was clearing my schedule. That was a hard thing to like there are certain things. The only thing I didn't clear was my one-on-one with Jordan. That's the only thing I did not clear out of my schedule. But everything else was cleared. And so my focus and my goal was to be present at, every time block that we had, every session, and just see what could happen. Because, when there's just always a lot going on, whether you have a team of one or a team of a whole lot, or you have kids at home or whatever, there's always a lot going on. So being able to stick to the schedule and just be committed to it 100% full stop, that was a goal that I had, and just to prove like what would happen, what could happen with that commitment.
Love that. How about you, Gabs?
So good, Jennifer. Yeah, I think it was a combination of a few things for me. As fun as it was to double my lead order, only 20 leads. That is not filling in all of these time blocks for dialing. And so I love getting creative and finding new nooks and crannies in the 3 years of leads that I have to see where that could go. So first few days I dialed through no-shows for like the last 6 months. Um, that proved not to be my most fruitful little pond that I was casting in. I didn't set more than like 2 or 3 appointments because most of them, well, yeah, most of them no showed or no sailed me for a reason. And so it was a lot of rejection those first days. It was really cool to see the third day. I was like, okay, let's switch gears. I learned my lesson a little late, but I learned, let's switch gears. And I ended up dialing through all of the beneficiary referrals that I've added to my CRM for the past few guys. And I set 8 appointments in like one of the sessions, more than I had set the entire 2 days.
Oh,
And I
Yeah.
was just like, it felt like, I was casting my net somewhere else. And I was like, okay, like this is good. So inside of that, like getting creative was the goal. And I got creative. And just getting one more. Like I just kept telling myself, like, one more. If I could set one more client or if I could set one more appointment, that could be the breakthrough. Um, and that was motivating. So those are my goals.
We were in the session like 8. I'm like, who am I supposed to call at this point? And Gaz is like, Bell, Bell, Bell. I'm like, who are you calling? Can I call them? But that's so cool, Gabs. A late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
That is definitely a pro tip for next time. Like, call the friendliest people possible to keep your morale so
Yes.
high on day one so that you can
Yeah.
like coast into the next days. We learned some lessons doing this. We did.
Hmm.
Yeah. I love that. Man, I think what I love most about what these ladies are sharing, you guys, is that this is not exclusive to a powerhouse. They are explaining how you win in our business right now. So if you have not been taking notes, I'm really bummed for you because what they've been sharing is the key to win week over week at Symmetry. And what I was just thinking about as Jennifer was sharing, I think we can all agree that being 100% full stop committed to your schedule is one of the easiest things to compromise on. But it makes me think about the different workout you get if you go to a workout class surrounded by people way stronger than you versus you're doing a workout in your garage by yourself. Unless you're Kyle, because he can motivate himself to do that kind of thing. I go into my garage, I pick up those tens, I'm like, woohoo! That's it. I go to a hit class. I'm about to burst my heart out of my chest at 185 BPM because I'm so competitive trying to beat the person next to me on the treadmill. Like, if I could explain what the powerhouse is in this business versus like that's the best analogy I can give you. Like, if you are not winning in this business yet, you need to go get in a room where someone is lifting a lot heavier weight than you are. And I think that's what I saw this week, and it pushed me to a level I've never pushed myself in this business. Because if you're here, my guess is you're naturally talented
Mhm.
and you've had some history of winning at some point in your life. It doesn't matter what the category is. Like, you would not have signed up for this business if you were not a winner. I just believe that. And I think that it's really easy to get by at Symmetry doing like 60% of what you're capable of. Have you ever given this business 100% of you? Because I have not until this week. So it's totally cool if you haven't yet. But I'd love to see this team run at 100% together because I think it could be pretty show-stopping, personally. Because when I look at the group of people we have, not only are we winners, we're high caliber human beings, which is, I think, what makes the Shank Agency and the Friesen Agency so special. And I think maybe we've gotten in a habit of staying at 60%. And I think that we can help pull 100% out of each other. And I think that's what I'm leaving the powerhouse with is we can all be better together, which is what Jordan presented as our vision for this year. And I'm not trying to make anybody cry. Hey, I just want to say I'm the only one not crying for once. Woo! Normally it's me. But you guys, I just want to say, like, let's not settle for something that's not our very best because I think we owe it to ourselves. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've told Kyle, I had more in the tank. I couldn't figure out how to get it out of me until I stepped into a room like this with incredibly high challenge. And that's just my personality. Like, I need that. But if that's not your personality, that's okay. Like, maybe we need to just have more conversations about how to cultivate a high caliber weekly rhythm, you know? And something Brian Delaney said, Kyle, if you want to expand on this, could you touch on the raising the floor bit? Because I just love that.
Yeah, it's everybody always talks about, right? Um raising the ceiling, right? Like let's raise the ceiling, let's raise the ceiling, like
We're looking
uncap,
up.
let's go it up. Um like get over raising the ceiling and get obsessed raising your floor. Like raise your bare minimum up so that your ceiling obviously will go up too.
Shatter.
Shatter, gone, right? But get obsessed about raising the floor, like foundational pieces of who we are in this business as people. That part needs to be solid, built as high as possible, continually refining, stacking on top of our floor so that it's sturdy, it's stable. Like when crap hits the fan, we're not shaken, so that the ceiling inevitably will go up. So get obsessed raising this floor, you guys. And again, to Kristin's point, how do we do that? I think a really big part of that is getting around people. And I think something, Kristin, that you said is so true, right? To get around people that it's kind of like, again, a suction, a vacuum that pulls you higher. Absolutely. You're in a room full of people, lifting heavy. If you're on the racetrack and you're running, like you're going to run faster against other people. Those are all facts. Also, though, we all know that the work that has to get put in to be able to run fast, to be able to run far, to be able to lift heavy, sometimes is the times that you're working out in your garage alone. Sometimes is, Haylee being in her own office at what, I don't know if you're Central Time, 8:30, whatever it was at night.
9:30.
9:30, sorry, you're East Coast.
East Coaster over here, yeah.
Right? Like nobody else was telling you to be there, but those are the things that helps you raise the floor. And not only is that good for you, Haylee, not only is that good for all of us, we can then take that and share that with the people on our team. There's been a lot of cool conversations with people on our team of, to Kristin's point, you give all you can give in something like this. Again, it doesn't have to be condensed to a powerhouse, just in general, right? you give all you can to something like this, you need other people to fill you back up, right? Like to Kristen's point, you deserve it. You not you deserve you owe it to yourself, you owe it to others to do your best. You also owe it to the families that we're serving to give your best. But you need a team to be able to help fill you back up when you're given 100%. And I'm grateful for the people that have poured out and poured in to
Mhm.
us. And I'm grateful to do that for others too. So get obsessed, y'all, with raising your floor.
That
That
sounds so
starts
fun.
today. That starts this weekend. That starts next week. Um, Kristen, any last words to leave everybody with?
I don't think so. I think that's all we got
I will
today.
say, my coach always used to say, and this stuck with me, give 100% of what you have. So, you're feeling 80% that day, give 100% of your 80%.
Mm,
I don't know if that makes any sense. You can make your own definition out of it, but
that's so good.
always give
Um,
100% of what you have.
Mm,
I love that, Haley. It's a good word.
that's so good. That's a mic drop right
Well,
there.
that was. We're gonna end with Haley's word.
I love it, y'all.
Jordan, anything from you?
Great job, K2.
Yes.
You guys are inspiring, and I just appreciate the way that you guys just bring the energy wherever you are. You bring such wisdom, really, that I think goes very far deeper than your years. And I think that is really, really amazing. And it's no surprise to me why your team is about to explode because of the places that you are putting yourselves and being willing to be uncomfortable, being willing to challenge yourself, being willing to look in the mirror. And Kristen, I think your honesty of saying, "Hey, I haven't given 100% to this." That is so refreshing and really, really powerful and motivating for all of us to go, man, what else can I do? And I heard this quote I've been thinking about the whole time you've been talking is like the greatest tragedy is like dying with potential. Like
Mhm.
who wants to like end your career or your life or whatever, like feeling like, man, I had more in the tank. And I think this was just a call for us to challenge that and to ask ourselves with that. And so, and to Haley and Gabrielle and Jennifer, for y'all's contribution here and for sharing what your biggest takeaways. It was fun to see the threads, but also the differences. And we've got an opportunity to implement all this. And if you weren't there, if you weren't a part of the powerhouse, hopefully that there is some lesson in all of this that you might be able to apply to your business and apply to your life here today. So with that, wrap it up. Great
Thank
job,
you
guys.
guys. Thanks, Gabs,
Thank
Mama
you,
Gaines,
guys.
Haley. You guys rocked it. Bye,
Happy
All right,
Friday,
everyone.
y'all.
everybody. Raise that floor. Let's
Excellent
go.
call.
Do it.
Bye, y'all.